Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining today's call, Homestyle in the Summer, Pools, Decks, and Barbecue Pits. So today's webinar, we're going to focus mainly around the summer and what people are doing right now and moving forward through the months of July, the rest of June, and also August. I'm on the East Coast right now, but I know we are speaking to all 50 states. It is different around the country, but there is one theme that I see right now, and it is people are staying home and they're building up their homes, they're building up their backyards, they're putting in pools, they're putting in decks, barbecue pits, and they're going crazy. And I want everyone on this call today, mostly mortgage brokers, to capitalize on that and start marketing your plans around renovation loans and home styles in particular. So let's go ahead and get started. Just, a brief introduction who I am. I'm Steve Rosetta. I'm the Renovation Lending Manager here at REMN Wholesale. We have #1 reno department in the country right now, and we're one of the only lenders actually doing these types of loans. A lot of lenders out there have actually backed out. And because we have the infrastructure, because we have the great experience, we are still in it and we are still hammering these loans hard. So don't fear about the market or anything like that. Renovation loans are coming, they're here to stay, and we will hold your hand on your first deal, your second deal, and all the deals that you do with us. Before we really dive into what we're going to talk about today, I would like to mention that we do have a lot of previous webinars and training materials online on our YouTube page. Just go to youtube.com, type in REMN Wholesale, and you'll find a list of all our videos, and that includes the VA renovation loan, which is kind of temporarily, on pause. VA put that on hold, but it will come back. We do have trainings on the 203K, the HomeStyle, a more basics version of what we're going to talk about today. So if you've never done a renovation loan or if you've never done a home style in general, go watch that webinar first, or after this one. You'll pick up a lot more information, a lot of the basics. Today we'll be diving into more specifics along the lines of pools, decks, and barbecues. And then we have a Renovation Lending 101, which covers all the rental programs that we offer. So YouTube is a great resource, and you can view those at any time. What are we going to be going over today? Well, first, we'll just touch on what is a Fannie Mae HomeStyle. There's a lot of newbies on the call, so that's always important to go over. We'll talk about the benefits for everyone. We'll talk about now in the renovation industry and where I'm forecasting it to go. Then we'll talk about specifically outdoor projects, pools, decks, barbecue pits, etc. Excited to present to you the HomeStyle Express pool program. We'll talk about that. And then lastly, how do you get started on your very first home style? So, if you've seen my previous webinars, you know this page already. What is a Fannie Mae HomeStyle? Well, it's really a single closing of a purchase or refinance. That means we're taking the purchase price or the existing debt, we're rolling that in with our renovation costs into one single fixed rate 30-year mortgage with one single closing. This is not a construction loan. I repeat, this is not a construction loan. You don't need two closings, okay? There's one low fixed rate, one closing, and the work starts after the closing, right? So you process the loan as you typically would. The loan closes, then the contractor starts work. They have 6 months to complete the project. The loan amount or the loan size that we can lend is based off the as completed or after improved value, right? And then once the loan closes, you, the mortgage broker, you're out of the picture. You get paid, real estate agent gets paid, and REMN Wholesale will handle the draws to the contractor. Okay? The only thing you need to know that's any different from a regular Fannie Mae loan is new reno conditions, right? 80% of a Fannie Mae HomeStyle already. It's that extra 20%, which is contractor docs, consultant docs, okay, after improved appraisal, disclosures, that 20% that you need to learn. And in reality, it's not really that bad. Let's talk about some of the advantages of a Fannie Mae HomeStyle. Well, with a cash out loan or a home equity, you are basing what you can borrow off of the current as is value. Okay, that is not the case with the Fannie Mae HomeStyle. We are borrowing off of the after improved value. So if you put 50 grand in and work and you get 150 back in value or 100 or whatever it may be, we are lending off of that after improved value. Okay, and the appraiser will determine that. They'll go out with a set of plans prior to closing and come back with an after improved value. You don't do that on a cash out or a home equity. So if you have no equity in the home, you can't really borrow any money for improvements with those. Hard money loans, personal loans, credit cards, those all have higher interest rates, much higher interest rates at shorter terms. Whereas the Fannie Mae HomeStyle, we're giving you competitive Fannie Mae rates at 30-year fixed terms. So you can right now, as of, I don't know what today is, it's June something, right? June 17th, right? You can get a 4% rate on a Fannie Mae HomeStyle for 30 years, and you can finance in 100 grand worth of work if you like. That's unbelievable, okay? It's going to be way more expensive on these other types of loans. Now, this is what I'm seeing right now, okay? The forecast right now and for the future. You go to any Home Depot parking lot during this quarantine period that we just saw and are now coming out of, you would see a parking lot, you know, full, right? Home Depot is full because people are doing work on their homes now. It's that time, right? It's a time where we're going back to basics, and you know, we had to stay inside for a while, so we developed these plans on which rooms to fix up, which rooms to expand, you know, what we're doing in the backyard, etc. So if that's any indicator of where we're going for the rest of the summer, that's a positive for renovation. Contractors, I'm also seeing a lot of contractors getting back to work, and they're itching to do work, right? You know, they were out for a couple months due to COVID, and now they're back, and they just can't wait to take on more projects and make some of that money back that they lost out on for those couple months. Again, people are at home making plans. They're saying, what can I do to this room, that room? I haven't met a person who hasn't done some simple side project, whether it just be painting or rearranging furniture or actually going out and getting full-blown architect plans for a new addition. I haven't seen or met a person yet that hasn't done something in their apartment, their home, wherever they live in the last couple months. So even if we get a small percentage of those people who are now coming out and wanting to execute on those plans, we're talking about a large percentage of loans here, okay? Purchases and refi markets are really hot right now because of the low rates. You know, I just got an email from Carl Markman today that said, you know, purchases are up 11%. Refis are up as well. You know, the rates are super low. And now's the time to finance in work, guys. Now's the time to finance in a big project because you're going to get it super, super cheap. And a lot of people, again, we talk about improving versus moving. Improve the home that you're currently in. Don't necessarily go out and buy a pricier home. You know, think about improving the home you're currently in. And we have HGTV to thank for that. And also with what's going on, we're seeing a lot of uptick in outdoor activities. People, again, getting back to basics. You know, families coming together around the pool, and around the barbecue, at the park, riding bikes, all that kind of stuff leads to an uptick in these outdoor renovations. We want to make sure that, you know, our outdoor areas are good for the kids, are good to hang out at because, you know, we might not be able to go out. And getting back to the basics is not a bad thing, guys. So let's talk about the alternatives, right? we're talking today more specifically about pool loans. Okay, these are easy deals that will set you apart. They're one big ticket item deals that will make transitioning into renovation loans very easy for you. Okay, we're not remodeling a house here. We're not putting on an addition. We are not expanding square footage. We're simply putting in a pool. Okay, these are no-brainer renovation loans for you guys. But let's talk about the alternatives and why you would even want to do a Fannie Mae HomeStyle loan. Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm being heard. Okay, cool. Personal loans, if you go out and get a personal loan, the terms might be from 12 to 84 months with much higher interest rates, okay, 10 plus. All right, home equity loans, again, you need equity in the home, and those are for shorter terms, typically 10 to 15 years. And if you go to your local pool dealer, if they have in-house financing, it's typically at higher rates, shorter terms, and they might even have a cap on job costs. So I know a lender, pool lender that does only up to 100 grand, right? Some of these projects are way more expansive than that. And obviously, guys, this is really all over the place, depending on where you live, you know, what bank you use. But the general gist of this is that they're higher interest rates and for shorter terms. That's it. That's all you need to know. And this statistic from Credit Karma I found just the other day says the interest rates vary from 5% to up around 36%. Okay, that's very high. Okay, you don't want 36% when you could get 4% on a Fannie Mae HomeStyle. Let's talk about some of the pool costs out there. Well, there's again a wide variety of pool costs, starting out at your vinyl pools on the low end from $20,000 all the way up to concrete pools, $60,000 plus, right? And again, this depends entirely on the area, supply and demand, all of that factors in, right? You know, are you in a warm climate? Are you in a cold climate? Where do you live? What are the, you know, prices in that area? But if you're doing a dream oasis, as we like to call it, one of those HGTV jobs where there's waterfalls, grottos, slides, or, you know, attached spas, you can run 100K plus easily. I've seen 200,000 jobs easily. People are really investing in their backyards right now, and you can really blow it out of the water and let your borrowers do whatever they want. So let's talk about a quick comparison. All right. On the left-hand side, we have a $40,000 pool for a 4-year term at a 12% interest rate. That equates to $1,000 payment per month. Whereas if we spread that out over 30 years, we're only talking about $200. Okay, so what would you rather take as a homeowner right now? A lot of people can't afford that $1,000, but a lot more people would be willing to pay $200. Yes, there's more interest. I get that. But in this world, a lot of the times it's all about payment. And $200 is a lot more affordable than $1,000. And when we factor in the fact that the HomeStyle refi allows for a potential zero down closing, there's even more benefits to a HomeStyle loan. You can actually do a refinance, roll in your closing costs, roll in the pool job, and refinance your mortgage at a lower rate than what you have now and bring no money to the table as long as the value is there, right? But that is something we need to consider when we talk about pools, spas, and other luxury items. Okay, we call these luxury items, guys, because they're not necessities, right? And depending on where you live, these pools, spas, and everything else may only increase value nominally, right? There's a statistic out there from Credit Karma that says the max is, 7%. only in ideal circumstances. And here are those ideal circumstances. The home is located in a high-end area and, is one of the few homes that do not have a pool. The home is located somewhere warm where it can be used for most of the year. And lastly, a pool that doesn't take up a lot of space and still gives children a room to play. There's still a grassy area. In those set of ideal circumstances, you're getting the most value. But I would speculate that because we do have now more people working from home, there is a increase in desirability. And I'm seeing it firsthand on my end. I'm telling you guys from firsthand experience that I am seeing pool scenarios come in like crazy, okay? People want pools right now. They're investing in their backyard. So I'm just filling you in that, over time, these pools might start to add a little bit more value because people are working from home, because they can use it during the middle of the week where they couldn't normally if they were commuting back and forth to work. So I do see an increase in the desirability of these items. What else can you do with a home style right now? Well, you could add fencing around the perimeter. You can add beautiful decks. You can do expansive or extensive landscaping, retaining walls, outdoor kitchens, right? We can make your dream oasis, add porches, spas, and even crazy things like tennis courts or basketball courts. Again, it's all relative to how much value you're getting back. Some of these items might be, too luxurious for the area. You don't want to over-improve either. But if you do over-improve, sometimes you just might need to bring a little bit more money to the table. But these pictures are some examples of what your borrowers can do with this loan. Now let's talk about something very exciting. A lot of you know about this, some of you don't. REMN Wholesale has an express pool program, okay? And that means we are, cutting a couple of requirements off if we're just doing a pool installation, okay? And those requirements are that we are lowering the contingency to only 5%, where normally we would have it at 10 or 15% on normal deals. On a pool program where we're only doing a pool installation, we're lowering that contingency to 5%. We are also saying that you do not need a HUD consultant. So if you're not familiar with a HUD consultant, see my other webinar, but a HUD consultant would not be necessary if we are just doing a pool installation. Now, would I recommend a HUD consultant? Absolutely. I would always recommend a HUD consultant, even if you're doing a pool loan, right? But some people like to, cut costs. They think it's faster if we have a well put together bid from a pool company and it makes sense. We don't need a HUD consultant, okay? The one thing about this program that you can't do is no outdoor oasis, right? Meaning we can't do decks, pools, barbecue pits all in one shot. This has to be strictly for a one big ticket item pool installation, okay? So if it's anything other than just a pool, we have to involve a HUD consultant and we have to increase the contingency. And your contractor will be able to get a 50% material only draw to start. That's good to know. So we do have this flyer that you see on the screen in Flyer Paradise. So if you're a new broker or you're thinking about getting signed up, talk to your account executive about how to get this flyer from Flyer Paradise. You can put your name, logo, and contact information, and you can start putting it out there to your clients. Now let's talk about some of the benefits for all when we do this. Okay, for your borrowers, they have the opportunity to add value, build equity in the home, depending on where you live. Not so much, as kitchens and bathrooms, right? We're not adding that much value with the pool, but we are allowing borrowers to make the home of their dreams. Who doesn't want a pool in their backyard? I mean, come on, guys. I want a pool. I was at a friend's house this past weekend, and the pool was amazing, and all I want to do is get a pool now, right? So, in most people's ideal dream homes, they have a pool if they have the land, right? For real estate agents, this offers you guys the ability to move some aging listings. Again, I'm talking about you have people coming into these homes, they see the backyard, and you pitch to them that you have a pool guy already and that you can put a pool in the backyard, right? That might entice them a little bit more to buy that home or put an offer on that home, right? So a savvy real estate agent might look at that backyard and say, you know what, I got a pool guy. If you guys want to buy this home, you can put a pool in the backyard. That might, click a light bulb on that, prospective home buyer's head, right? Contractors, okay? This is huge for pool contractors. A lot of contractors who are doing pools don't have in-house financing. And, the borrowers that come to them and they send off to, other channels of lending, they don't like the terms. They don't like those shorter terms. They don't like those higher interest rates. These contractors might not even know about the HomeStyle program, right? So giving contractors the access to this program and their clients access to this program is going to make them happy, because now, those 10 bids that they write up and they only get two offers, now they're going to win more jobs, right? Their clients are going to have more access to funds with you doing the Fannie Mae HomeStyle. And once it goes well and they, get the hang of it and they're approved at REMN Wholesale, meaning they have the proper license, insurance, and references, we can keep doing deals with them, and we only need their paperwork once their paperwork expires. So contractors will love this program. For mortgage brokers out there, again, I say this on every call, this is an opportunity to differentiate yourself, this time in a much different way, right? We're not talking about the program as a whole. We're talking about becoming the pool guy or gal in your area, right? You are going to become known as the person who can help get pool financing, for everyone in that area. And you'll get past these deals because a lot of people, honestly, they don't know how to do home style renovations, right? So if you're that one person who knows how to do them, you might reap the rewards of getting referral business. And with increased, dollars that we're adding into these deals, because we're adding pools or other items, you're going to get a higher loan amount and therefore increased commissions. And if the first loan is a purchase, a lot of times people will refinance out of that purchase into a refinance for a lower rate. So you have the potential for 2 commissions on a lot of these scenarios. If you do a job well done, again, you're going to get increased referrals. And I said this before, pools, decks, these one big ticket item jobs, outdoor stuff, they're easier renovation loans in general. Okay, we are not gut rehabbing homes. We are not doing additions. We're not doing a lot of crazy things that take months and months and months and months to do. We're talking about pools here, and usually a contractor, puts together a very good bid on the first shot. There's minimal back and forth. We close the loan, and there's usually not a lot of issues on the back end when it comes to these types of deals. So in general, they're easier picking type of loans. And lastly, I just want to say this: if you do a job well done, pools, decks, these things are pretty tangible. So you never know. You might get offered, a spot at the pool one day from your borrower, and you could be drinking a pina colada like this person in the picture. So you never know. Could be a secondary perk. Tips for business. All right. Well, we talked about the real estate agents before. They can propose the home with a plan in hand already. Maybe you're a real estate agent on the call and you want to go talk to a pool contractor about a particular home. Maybe they draw up plans for you. You can have that at the showing, right? So you can show the home with plans for a pool, and that, again, might pique people's interest, and they might put an offer on that home, a lot quicker. I want you mortgage brokers out there to reach out to local pool contractors and let them know you can get their clients funding. Let them know that this type of 30-year fixed 4% financing is available, right? They might not even know this even exists, right? I know of multiple people who have done that, and now they are getting those referrals from the pool companies. So what you'll see is pool companies referring these deals to you now, okay? Then I want you to reach out to some of your past purchasers, people who you think may be in need of renovations, your general inquiry like you usually do, right? But this time you're asking, instead of just refinancing the rate, getting them into a lower rate, if they want to do any improvements on the home, new pool, addition, whatever it may be, you are now enticing them a little bit more to maybe do a refinance with you. Again, improve versus move. And if the value is there, you can do a zero down closing. And lastly, this is a huge tip, get pictures, okay? What we're doing with these types of loans is tangible. We're not just pushing around numbers anymore, getting lower rates and just pushing around numbers in DU or on paper, okay? We're actually producing tangible results. We're producing this beautiful pool, as you see in the picture to your right, okay? Hang that up in your office. Put it on your Zoom call, right? When your next prospective borrower, sees that, they're going to point at that and say, how can I get that? And that's when you lead in with the Fannie Mae HomeStyle, okay? That's going to hook a lot more people than just a typical refinance. Let's talk about the renovation math. Okay, this is a purchase scenario. On a HomeStyle, we are talking about 95% LTV max, all right? So what we're doing is we're adding the purchase price plus the total renovations. We're getting a total cost of $150,000 times 95% LTV. We get our base loan amount and a down payment of $7,500. So for a purchase of a $100,000 home with a $50,000 pool, we're only paying $7,500 as a down payment. So again, the down payment comes off of both numbers combined, not just the purchase price. On a refinance, same thing, 95%. This time we're going off the after improved value. Okay, so if we have a payoff of $50,000 of $100,000, total rental cost of $50,000, again for a pool, total closing cost of $10K for total closing costs of $160,000. If our after improved value comes in at $200,000 times our 95% LTV, we're at $190. Because $190 covers the total cost, this allows for a zero down at closing loan. All right. Let's talk quickly about LTVs and some of the specifics of a HomeStyle, right? We can actually go up to 97% LTV if you stack the HomeStyle with a Home Ready, which has income limits, right? But typically it's 95% on a HomeStyle, 1 unit primary. We can do 2 units, 3 and 4 units. We can also do second homes and investment properties. Okay, if you're doing an investment property and you feel that a pool or a deck or any of this other outdoor stuff, landscaping is necessary, you can use a HomeStyle, right? 85% LTV max. And we do allow for high balance loan limits. Some of you are in high cost areas, and we can go up to those high balance loan limits. All right. There is, just like a standard Fannie Mae loan, no MI at 80% LTV. We do have LPMI available. Underwriting is per DU approve eligible. So that means you can go down to a 620 credit score. As long as you have the approve eligible, that's all we need. With a Fannie Mae HomeStyle, you're going to get better pricing at higher scores. That's no secret. And this type of loan is more flexible than its colleague, the 203K, right? The 203K, we can do pool repairs, but we can't do extensive landscaping We can't do luxury items. We can't put it in a tennis court. We can't put in a pool. We can't put it in a spa. We can't do things considered luxury. We can, though, with the Fannie Mae HomeStyle. All right. And lastly, again, this is a huge selling point. We just need one appraisal. As long as the value comes in high enough, your borrowers don't need to bring anything to the table. We can roll in closing costs, the repairs, and the existing debt all in one shot and get them a lower rate. Let's talk about some of the other eligible renovations that you can do with the Fannie Mae HomeStyle. I know today we talked mainly about pools, decks, and other things, but you really have a world of opportunity here, and you can do everything on this list and more with the HomeStyle. Roofing, siding, foundation work. We can finance in appliances, right? You're doing a new kitchen, you're remodeling a new kitchen during this time. You want a new stove, a new washer and dryer. We can do that kind of stuff. And over to the right, we can throw in a new driveway. You want to take care of that outdoor area and make that driveway nice and pretty again. We can do that. Well and septic replacement or repairs, we can do those as well. And then getting to the end here, guys. So let's talk about why REMN, why us? Well, we have the best experience. We're still around during these tough times. A lot of lenders have exited. They don't, again, have the infrastructure. They don't have the volume experience. Okay, REMN does. We did the #1 volume in 2018 for 203Ks and HomeStyles, I believe, even though we don't have official statistics on that. And it should be similar for 2019. Support, you have myself, okay, I'm the head of renovation lending over here. You can always get me on the phone, okay? That's not the same case with a lot of companies. I will always be willing to talk to any broker about any deal at any time. I will help you out with conditions. I will help you close your loan. I'll help you walk the whole way through from beginning to end. And we also have excellent AEs who are very knowledgeable in this product, and they have excellent AE assistants, again, very knowledgeable in this product. The whole company really is. We have a fantastic help desk where you can submit tickets, and it even has a live chat feature if you need to ask questions on the fly. And on the post-closing side, we have a fantastic renovation desk that handles all the post-closing draws to the contractor. And lastly, we have excellent marketing. All right, talk to your AE. We have something called Flyer Paradise. It's a website. You can plug in your contact info, logo, and get customized flyers for the pool program, for HomeStyle, for 203K, for any of our programs through Flyer Paradise. So contact your AE about that. And then lastly, let's talk about your first HomeStyle deal. Get a ballpark idea of the work, all right? You don't have to be overly complicated here. Just talk to your borrower. What kind of work do you want to do? Do you want to put in a pool? Are you rehabbing the interior? Are you remodeling the kitchen? What are you doing? What do you want to do? Then just get an estimated dollar amount. Do they have a bid already? Did a contractor go out and draw up a bid? Or do they just have a ballpark number? Is it 20,000? Is it 100? Is it 200? What does the contractor's bid say? Ultimately, guys, you want to coach them to get a contractor's bid to start, and it needs to be broken down thoroughly, labor and materials for each line item. Once you get that estimate and you get an estimated after improved value, hey, what are comps going to be worth, like for homes with those improvements, right? If you're putting in a pool, what are comps going for in the area, with pools in the backyard? Okay, do your research a little bit. Come with your few pieces of information, call your AE or myself to discuss, and we'll walk you through the rest of the process. It's not that complicated, guys. Just a few extra documents, and we'll have you on your way to closing your first loan. At this point, I'd like to thank you all for coming out today and attending today's webinar. If you have any questions, email us at webinars@remn.com. On the right, you have my name. If you'd like to look me up on LinkedIn and add me, I post, every so often some news updates and sales tips. And again, if you have any scenario questions, if you're looking to get set up with an AE, you need marketing help, you need just a one-on-one follow-up with me or a team training, anything whatsoever, email us at webinars@remn.com. And with that being said, I'd like to wish you all good luck on getting some home style deals. Talk to you soon. Have a great day, guys.